And we're back with more Breath of Fire 3. You may notice a few subtle changes. Or not so subtle, excuse me. Well, one thing, a different camera. So, funny story, and this might actually take the episode, but a few months back over the summer, I bought a Sony a6000 DSLR. I tried to get it to work, and I failed for some reason because I'm using an Elgato HD60S. Some of the viewers of the channel actually also use it, so they know what I'm going through. But the capture card's fine. At least it has been for me. But for some reason, I could never get the capture card to work while playing the game, and the camera to work. So I had to either use the Brio, which is what I was using for the recordings before, or try AverMedia cards. But I can confirm that AverMedia cards are doesn't matter if I bought the Live Gamer 2 or the Live Gamer Ultra. Both had audio glitches, game desync, and everything. Things that the HD60S, at least in my card, never, ever, ever had. So, imagine my surprise yesterday when I play game elsewhere and I load up a system update and it said, hey, put your capture on first, because I normally use Streamlabs OBS to do all my work, so I didn't think to put on the game capture software. Turns out you can actually put in the software and then upload the update while the thing is running. Like a moron, because that stuff is free, and I've been paying $300 some on this shit. Long story short, I installed a stupid update they've been wanting me to install for months, finally realizing I could fucking do it. And then, look at this. I'm further away. Some people like it. I take some getting used to because I can't really zoom in the camera very well. It's got like a weird... Watch it. Because this is what I would be like with the Brio, right? But there's like a weird kind of auto-focusing thing that it does. Probably because I'm very light and my room is very light. I don't have the darkened room or the room full of garbage and retro stuff that other people have, you know, action figures and games and dressers and all that stuff. I have a white room full of posters and stuff. So it makes it hard for the camera to focus on me because I'm not pasty white, but white enough. But anyway, that's why I'm pulled back very far. But a $500 to $800 setup is now viable with my capture card, so there's that reason. While I was at it, actually before I was at it, I decided to mess with a new screen. You'll notice I don't have the bar on the side because I have my name on the backdrop anyway. Why the hell do I need the name on the side? So there's that. So I've made my own stuff on like Convert or something. So I made that stuff. Anyway, long story short, new setup. Let's go. I also turned the game volume up a little higher because it's not so bad on headphones, but I noticed when I was trying to watch the game back on TV, it was hard to hear. So I bumped. Did I bump it completely? Actually, I bumped it where it was for my other recordings of Final Fantasy VI. So, we should be, you know, decent-ish. I know that I'm lower in the mix than I should be, because I don't do any post-processing and shit like that. I really should, but I don't. Sue me. I've noticed that my recordings are very low, because I'm trying to mix two different platforms, and it is minimal, you know, crazy extra editing as possible, you know, for the sake of time. So that's why my audio might be low. I'm trying to work around it. Hopefully the game audio is a little higher and I'm not too low and cut in the mix. Because what happens is if it's too high, cuts down your game audio. Or cuts down this. You know, you want yourself to be higher than your mix. I mean, duh. What's the point of trying to be on a microphone if you're going to be, you know, badly mixed and your game is going to be higher? So, it's bumped about 10 decibels, hopefully, or 10%. So, technical terms, it's louder. Hopefully, the music will carry better. Because the music's great in this game, and yet I couldn't fucking hear it when I was trying to use YouTube on TV. So, yeah. Anyway, we're back in Wyndia, because Bailey and Sandra are dead. Princess Nina, you safe! I'm sorry to have worried everyone. The King Whoopsie's so glad to know that you've returned safely. Hey! What happened to those crooks? The ones who used that key to get us to drop our guard. Yes, well, but shouldn't you tell Daddy, I mean, the King, that I'm back? Yes, of course, immediately. I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of explaining to do. Why, it sounds like quite an adventure. Also, there might be slowdowns or glitchiness because I'm using the capture card and camera now. But what I have noticed is it's not affecting the audio or anything. It might just slow down the game a tad because I'm running both. But compared to what was happening with the other card I was using, this is night and day. I don't know what I would have done if it weren't for Ryu and everybody. I see. Forgive me for doubting you and thinking you were one of those charlatans. There's that word again. On behalf of the Queen, I offer you thanks once more. But, Your Majesty, I find it hard to believe. Could a mere child have performed such deeds? But Ryu isn't an ordinary child. He's a drag queen. I don't know if Nina knows what a drag queen is. But that's the closest thing she could probably come up with an answer. But thank God Gar is there to... But no, you're gonna tell your father that the kid who was kidnapped in a bin because he was a dragon is really a dragon. No, don't do that. Don't. Thank God Gar's there. We were thinking of traveling to the Eastern Lands. Yes, you need a passport, yes? Since you're in a hurry, I'll see that you get it right away. Wait, you mean you're leaving already? Nina, Princess, we'll meet again. It feels weird seeing Momo without her head off, or hat off. It's because she's got those like ear lobe tassel things that are her ears, you know. She's humanoid, but not humanoid, sort of. I welcome your presence in Castle Wyndia. And Gar is just chowing down. Is anybody gonna mention Peiko, though? I mean, he is an onion mutant thing. I'm sure they mentioned it, but... Why'd they have to leave so soon? Oh, well. If I went with them, I'd only get in the way. I don't need a princess along causing trouble. What was that? Well, there's definitely somebody dropping a plate. Something hit my foot and startled me. And I dropped the plate. No, it wasn't a rat. It was something more... Ah! There it is! Wait, that looked like honey. Was it up here? No. Well, there's a king. There's a king, there's a king, there's maids, there's a king. There's not really anything in these dressers. I don't really care. So. But yes, we're in servants' quarters and things. I think she kind of ran around here. Something really small just running past here. I wonder what it was. Come on, I'll even give you a discount. I know that... A little fella. You mean a rat? Can't let any of them in the kitchen. If I see them, I'll kill them. That thing just went running by. That wasn't a rat, was it? It wasn't a chicken. So... There's a rat. I got some cheese. Yeah, and it is edible. If you know Honey's kind of sneaking there. Honey, I knew it was you. Wait! Oh, no. If the cooks see her, they'll think she's a rat. They'll try to kill her. I mean, you could try. I don't know if they know what metal is. I guess you could stomp on it, but it is made of metal. I'm sure. It's a robot. It's gonna do robot things. I'm pretty sure it's faster than she thinks it is. How the hell did it get up here? Wait! It's me! It's Nina! You're gonna fall! Ah! What the... We're flying? No! We're falling with style! Literally. I mean, yeah, if Toy Story taught us anything, no, stupid. Did you see where the? Maybe you were too entranced by what was going on, but there was an orb of light around you. Did you do that? What's the matter? She's not moving. What should I do? I can't fix her myself. I need Momo's help. But yes, falling with style is indeed what she was doing there. Nina's not very bright, even for a stupid kid. Has anyone seen Honey? Where'd she gotten off to? Honey! Where are you? Ryu! Gar! Nina, what is it? Oh, Momo! It's Honey. She's... Well, looks like she ran out of chrism. Why don't you bring her inside the tent? Let Momo handle this. She knows what's best for Honey. Besides, there's something I have to tell you. When we get to the Eastern Lands, you'll learn all about the brood. But there's a possibility you may die soon afterwards. Die? You mean you might die? Why would you say such a thing? He's just gonna learn about the dragons, isn't he?
You have to understand, when you're dealing with something that has enough power to destroy the world, you have to be ready for anything.
Ryu's not a big bad dragon like that. Ryu always uses his power to protect me. He's a good dragon.
Oh, get used to that phrase.
I'm going to. I don't want Ryu to die by himself. Somewhere without me. Ryu's not a bad dragon.
Well, Nina's coming along, whether I want her to or not. God damn it.
Oh well.
Actually, I might as well save first.
So we don't have to do things over again.
And yeah, getting back to the topic of cameras, I'm kind of considering a new lens or a new lighting rig at some point. Probably a key light and then a prime lens, because this one can zoom in super far, but it can also it's also like it's a weird wonky situation. It's like 16 millimeters, which, as you can see, if it's very far out, my green screen isn't very big. The Elgato green screen is kind of meant for like straight ahead viewing, but I'm off to the side, so it changes things a tad bit. If you have it too zoomed in, it does like a weird autofocus thing, as you saw. If it's too close in, it's not going to matter because it's just going to be like a webcam. So 50 millimeters is way too big. 30 millimeters and such might be too big, but maybe 24 or something. I'm going to get, some advice on where I should put it, because honestly, I still want it a little bit closer to me, but I have heard people actually like this view, so please let me know if this is what I should do. And then I could get like an 18 or a 20 or a 24. I'm looking probably for a 24, Lenses aren't cheap. And, to be honest, this is pretty good. It's just I don't like the autofocus issue. And this might work just fine. Who knows? But if I get lighting first, then that might solve the problem. So, who knows?
So, yeah, buying stuff is expensive, as you can tell.
Once we're through here, we'll be in the Eastern Lands. I don't think we'll have a problem with our passports, but we might have a problem with our companion, the runaway princess.
Passport, please.
Everything looks to be in order.
Princess Nina? Excuse me, but who is this young lady?
She's my daughter. Is there something wrong?
The daughter? By daughter, you mean she's a child, right?
Is there any other meaning I don't know?
Well, now that you mention it, I suppose she does take after, her mother! Yeah, indeed, very attractive. Sorry to bother you, please go through.
Gar used intimidation and rolled a 20. So it was just like, he rolled deception, and then when that didn't work, he just said, intimidation.
Well, that was close. Thank you, Gar, for covering for me like that.
I've heard that Ryu has saved you several times, so I thought it might be necessary to get Ryu to use his power. After all, if he isn't able to use his power, we're only wasting time,
You mean you only use your powers because of me? Only to protect me? If that's true, then I want to be stronger. I want to learn how to fight too. That way, you won't have to use your powers. You won't get into so much trouble for using them, right? I mean, like, I understand Nina. I understand her quite well. And I mean, I like her to an extent, but I think the game really drives it home a bit too thick. And not in, like, my biggest thing, I think it's when characters are just so much the part of, like, the screen time. And yeah, as I said before in a earlier video when I was grinding, I don't think Ryu is a main character. At the same time, of these people, Gar is more a driving force of the plot than Nina is. So to see Nina kind of shoehorned into a lot of situations when, to be honest, he's a bit of an idiot and stupid and kind of annoying. It's not that she's a bad character, it's that I wish she wasn't as central a focus because of the characterization. Gar, I don't have any problem with. He's a fucking beast. You know, Momo is Momo and Peiko is Peiko. Because that's the thing. Like, you're kind of at the mercy of a silent protagonist, a bookworm whose whole thing is my father is important, so I'm going to do this shit too, an onion who doesn't speak, and so you're kind of left with Nina and Gar to drive the plot most of the time, because Ryu doesn't. You know, the mystery of the brood is pretty much all he's got going for him. So Gar takes the lion's share of the work, and then Nina, I mean, I guess by proxy and process of elimination, has to do a bunch. I don't think other people would hate her as much as I tend to, but when you contrast her to someone like Breath of Fire 2 and Breath of Fire 4, which I remember being way less demanding and annoying, and, well, I'm gonna release the stupid idiots who are obviously bad people because they were nice to me. Like, that sets a tone, right? Like, you can't come back from that. You can't come back from that level of stupid. And so you're doing your best to show Nina as this bumbling moron, stupid fool who's in over her head. Cool. Doesn't mean I have to like her much. But there we go. Next up, we've got a new continent and new fishing spots. Because fishing! So, I'm going to be fishing for quite a while in quite a few places. Because fishing. And there we go. Awesome. I'll see you guys next time.